Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have a brand new episode of Group Chat, and we have a lot to discuss.
Big news.
A lot going on. Listen, if you're one of those Robinhood traders out there, pay close attention.
There's big money coming your way.
There is big money coming your way in the next hour.
Yes. Brand names you've heard of.
Heard of it. That's, you know what? That's pretty much all I trade on.
Yep.
Heard
big
of it
brands.
or not.
Yep.
That's it. We're obviously going to talk a little bit about some, some Trump updates. Going ham on Twitter.
Corona updates. Of course, we got to talk about all these vaccines. There's a new vaccine every week.
Every Monday.
Oh, my God.
Tune in.
And it turns out we actually have found, we didn't find it, we heard about it being found, the cure to the Rona. And you don't need, literally, you don't need a needle. You don't need UV light inside your body.
It's $3.
Regeneron, it's $3 and it takes 30 seconds.
Wow.
Kills Corona.
Done. Over.
Okay, so let's open it up. You know what I mean? Open this economy up. Let's get it back. We have a big discussion about the holidays. Are you guys going home? Are you spending time with the families? What are we doing?
Are you looking to wipe out your family?
How many people do you want to murder in the next 60 days?
Maybe you've hated these Christmases and these New Years for the last 10 years.
You don't like Aunt Susan.
And you're like, I'm taking you all out.
Yeah. Aunt Susie?
Just go over there and spin Aunt Susie's drink.
I have
motherfucker.
I mean, I got to imagine every kid has some uncle or aunt they hate.
I just want to say I have an Aunt Susan and I love her. She's very good. He wasn't talking about you, Aunt Susan. So this is your chance. We're not encouraging murder or harm on anyone. We're just saying it could get a little risky over the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That and many more. Of course, we're ending with our As Seen on Social. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat.
Welcome back, people.
Welcome back. I mean, listen, great feedback. Group Chat got a little dumber today. Because Ian just came on spitting knowledge.
Yeah.
We found our Naval.
We found our own Naval, and people love it.
Yeah, I got so many messages from friends and just listeners that they really enjoyed Ian. They took notes.
I'd say the only suggestion I'd give to Ian, just have a little tea you're drinking on the Zoom.
Why?
That's what Naval does. I've seen that.
Real you look even smarter.
Yeah, he drinks like tea while he's like on podcasts.
That's why Naval strikes me as a little bit of an arrogant person.
Yeah, that's a little like
Kermit the Frog for me.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, people love it. That's what I like. That was one of my goals with Short Story Long, and I think we do it well on here and can do it more. Is like there's so many people like that out in the world.
They're just interesting.
They just don't have podcasts or YouTube channels.
Yeah,
and so when you get a chance to pick their brain, you get some good stuff.
I actually think the most interesting people in the world don't have a microphone.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I meet so many interesting people. I'm like, man, I wish people could hear. Everyone could hear these conversations.
And you could tell because the next morning, the first message we got from Ian was that he was struggling to listen to himself because he listens.
Well, actually, the first message we got was a 2-page email of books to read.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, I
ordered them. I don't know if I'm smart enough to read them, but I ordered them.
If he's okay, we should post it.
Maybe I'll post them.
Yeah.
Incredible reads.
Saturday.
Saturday plan.
Just do an Insta story with you drinking tea with all the books.
Yeah. You're right.
Mine will be slamming tequila and listening to Little Uzi in future. Drinking and smoking.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, thanks to Ian. Thanks for coming on and spitting some knowledge. And we got to have him back.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Amazing.
What is going on? Let's jump right into it. What's going on in the world of vaccines? I heard there's a new vaccine that's now 95%.
I think it's 94.9.
Ooh, okay.
We can round up.
So 94.9.
I feel like with the vaccine, I can't round up.
Yeah, that 0.01.
That's a big risk.
That could be a dead person.
Yeah.
Moderna.
Everyone's favorite Robin Hood stock.
Yeah.
Moderna.
So now all of a sudden, everyone figured out, is this like election's over, everyone figures out the...
No, it's every Monday. It's like Monday Night Football. Every Monday you get a new vaccine.
Got it.
Monday is like, I want to track stock I wish someone who's an analyst who can spend 15 minutes on this.
Yep.
Go look up the closing or the opening of the Dow and NASDAQ every Monday for the last 6 months. I just have a feeling Mondays is a guaranteed up.
Yeah, I think Fridays are down.
Yeah.
Go long.
Well, Friday.
Who's coming out with the vaccine next Monday? Let's break some butts.
I mean, who were the other folks that were working on it? Johnson.
I can't even pronounce them.
AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we have 2 more Mondays.
Yeah.
It's like
2 more Mondays.
Colts, Saints, Patriots, Eagles.
Yeah.
We're just getting-
Johnson & Johnson.
Merck.
Oh man, I just you know what else is funny is I'm once again, just being honest, once again I am blown away at how Donald Trump is handling a situation. The way that he's handled in the last week this election thing still blows my mind. I mean, he literally looks like, I guess this is what he is, but a spoiled little kid throwing a temper tantrum in front of the world. And the reason I bring that up here is because he said, remember, this vaccine, stock market, all that happened under my watch. He's trying so hard to just, it's like, it's over. You're already out.
Yeah.
You're moving out. But you're trying so hard to like cling on to like remember my importance here.
But if you think about his personality, and I think Dee brought it up as this conspiracy theory, but it's clear Pfizer knew this data was, the CEO did an interview today saying, you know, the election's not something on our timeline. Maybe it's important for the president, but we released the information and we feel comfortable releasing it. It's kind of mocking him.
Yeah.
And
I think there's going to be a lot of that coming up.
And think about Donald Trump, forget politics, just his persona.
Yep.
He knows if that information had come out a week before the election, it's a slam dunk. Do you know how much harder it must be for him to swallow that he will not be the president of the United States January 20th, and he was this close? Because if you think about how close the election is, that news comes out 1 week, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, the flip side is if James Comey kept his mouth shut,
yeah, but he doesn't
never
think,
have Donald
you think
Trump.
he has that perspective?
No,
hell no.
I'm saying I can have that perspective.
But I can't wait until like, it's literally going to be like summer next year, people getting vaccinated and Donald Trump on Twitter, like, remember when you're getting that needle in your arm, remember who did that?
Yeah, that'll be on the Parler Media app or whatever app Trump comes up with.
I think there are plenty of, as far as a diehard Trump supporter, that's their view, right? That the election was stolen and the Pfizer news coming delayed.
It fits everything that they think about. It fits
the narrative.
Like the media wants us to lose. Everyone wants the Trump.
Yeah. I don't think you'd have to be that hard of a diehard Trump supporter to think that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of just Republican voters that think that.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's really hard to overcome from a mental standpoint when you're that close.
Yeah. But
especially
this guy
when
is
you're
like tweeting.
Yeah.
I won this election, all caps. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about, I think, his increasing irrelevance? He's normally Blockbuster for me for content. Yeah. I find myself not even going on his Twitter page.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it's stale. It's the same old shit. I won the election. I won. Like,
it's like when someone loses a rap beef.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, they're a clown now.
You're done.
And you're just like, fuck, I don't really fuck with it anymore. I'll be honest. I like him personally. I like the camp. Meek Mill. Yeah. When Drake torched him, I was like, damn. Meek Mill went from like that intro song playing and like, this is the hardest shit in the world to like, damn, shit's kind of whack.
Yeah.
It didn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm big on, if you lose something, I'm out.
Oh, you're the king of that.
Yeah.
I can't be around losers.
Where's the Cleveland jersey, the Miami Heat jersey?
Didn't you notoriously at a Super Bowl switch jerseys mid-Super Bowl?
Yeah, I went from, I was wearing Cam Newton to Von Miller.
He was dabbing all game, doing the Cam dab.
Yep.
And then when it was clear Von Miller was going to win, and he actually won the MVP, and we actually know him, he started doing videos, Von Miller, Von Miller.
Send him a text.
Send him a text.
With you. So good to see this. Yeah. Been with you from day one.
Been with you since the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. I think, I don't know how like the core Trump supporters are feeling. You know, obviously those that came out to the Million MAGA March aren't affected, but like, it's crazy to me how much he's lost his juice.
He's definitely lost his juice, but what is scary to me is the distrust of the average 71 million voter, the average person who voted for Trump. They're like, of course the odds were against us. They don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to thrive in this country.
Yep.
Everything that they felt during the Obama administration, they must be 3x now, especially with the economy being in shambles.
Yeah.
Their hero got the election, quote unquote, stolen from them.
Yeah.
So how much anger is brewing?
That's what I'm saying is so scary. It's like if you were having like a mental health crisis and you found a therapist that promised to change your life around, or a life coach, and then you found out they were all a fraud, they didn't care, and they just were stealing your money. And you're like, whoa, now I'm really fucked.
So because you're talking about the person who's stealing is the institutions, because Trump's the savior, not the person.
I'm actually saying Trump. I'm saying there's a large portion.
I don't know if, sorry.
Well, this is what I think. This is how I see it. I think there's a large portion of people that voted for Trump. Screw all the racism and all that stuff. What I'm saying is I think there's a large portion that were just down and out. We need anyone to pay attention to us and say they're going to fight for us. They found Trump. They voted for him. They genuinely believed he was going to change things and make things better for him. He didn't, and now he's gone. So now you're back to where you started, and you got duped, and you're pissed, and no one's coming to save you because there's a bunch of lefties dancing around screaming Biden. So you're like, how pissed are you?
So don't you think they're going to blame it on the fact that the election was stolen from Trump, the savior, and if he had another 4 years,
sure,
we would be fine. But guess what? Sleepy Joe's in there, and the radical left and the socialists who are defunding the police and ruining our suburbs, now we're screwed again.
I'll tell you why I don't think we're going to get there. I think the virus is just overtaken conversation in the country, literally in the last couple of days, where if you look at what governors are doing in each state and how they're handling it, they're taking it, these are Republican governors who are effectively mask mandate, you need to do this. And there's going to be so much state fighting that they're not going to even have time to think about Donald Trump anymore, because now Thanksgiving is about to be ruined.
Thanksgiving's ruined.
Thanksgiving's ruined. Christmas is over.
Yep.
And that's not good for the evangelical Christians. Christmas is gone.
No, but Christmas is gone for who? I think they're still going to do it, because if you think about the states that are getting ravaged with death rates that are peak corona back in March and April are the red states.
Yeah.
They're just going to pass the Rona around. I'm telling you, a lot of them are still going to do it, and you're just going to hit January just with a flare up like we've never seen.
When they drop the prayer, they're like, look, one of us is not going to make it through Christmas.
Our
Take
close
one
friend,
down. Take one down, pass it around.
One of us won't see February.
one of our
Maybe
closest
3.
friends is on a flight from LA to Nashville this morning and texted us saying there was a man who is going to get arrested when they land because he refused to put a mask on. They're already in flight.
Hell yeah.
And you want to hear what Asian?
The man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
The man's Asian.
The man's Asian.
Okay. China.
And our friend wanted to... He wanted to capture it and go viral, but he said he didn't get good enough footage.
Damn.
I mean, you got to just risk it and get up there, get it right there, and be like,
especially when it's not a white guy. I feel like that'll even go more viral.
Right, we expect it from a white guy. Like, shut the fuck up. We get there. Not the Asian guys. You would think they would want to protect themselves at all.
Yeah, it's fucked. This might be the first year I'm trying to decide what to do, but I've went home for Christmas every year. That was my promise to my mother. Went home every year since I moved here 14 years ago. I might not go this year.
I mean, we've already talked Thanksgiving with our parents, and they were like, we're going to stay home. I was like, that's smart.
Yeah, I don't think our family should get together as a big group. If we individually all want to go spend time with mom and dad and go do that, but like us 12
Like
people,
we went home this past weekend for Diwali, which is the Indian New Year, and we hung out in the backyard.
Yeah.
And
We're not
I'll be
being
honest,
stupid about it.
I was so uneasy even with that, given how old my parents are.
I know, man.
I just was like totally uneasy.
But like, think about it. We're in our childhood home that I've literally spent every year until college, and we have to hang out in the backyard.
Yeah.
And we're able to do it because we're not stupid. But how many other people are going to be that
They're not
This is
responsible?
my damn home.
Yeah.
It's my home.
No.
I
grew
play
up here.
basketball
My
in this
home,
backyard.
my
You got
Christmas.
Rona? Didn't think so.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that there's a lot of people that are just sick of the part of this I understand is you're just sick of it. you've just been by yourself all year. Maybe you've been following the rules. And this is the time that once a year you got to be around family or friends or whatever, and you're going to say, fuck it.
What's so funny about it is that everyone's fighting for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Most people don't really like it.
Most people do not want to hang out
with their family for 4 days trapped in a closed and capped house.
But all of a sudden now you want it.
As Pete takes a gun to his head.
Mom, it wasn't like that. I didn't happen like that.
Pete's going to say he got it so he doesn't have to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, I quarantined for 3 months.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for people our age. So I'm 37, you're 40, you're 35, right?
33, man.
33?
Jeez.
To add 2 years.
Yeah, I'm 35.
Oh, yeah, December, you're 3 years younger than me. That's right. You'll be 34 very shortly.
Okay, bypass the age thing.
But like,
soak up 2 weeks.
we're of an age where we have perspective. Like, you know, our parents. I mean, we have kids. You don't have kids, but you understand. You actually value the time you spend with your parents.
Yeah.
Right. We're of that age. We're like, okay, when we're younger, we didn't really care to go home.
Yeah. I hated going home.
Right.
Yeah.
But now we're of an age where like we value the time.
Yeah.
Because now we get to share and have like much more robust conversations about everything that's going on in each other's lives.
Plus, now thanks to group chat, my parents know I cuss, so I don't have to be. So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's up, fucking mom? Where's the fucking cornbread?
Come on,
They know the
motherfucker,
truth.
where the
I
shit
used
at?
to, yeah, man. I used to have to hide my cussing.
But I get why, especially with we having parents that now have grandkids, that sucks. And we're still not going to be irresponsible.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so many people. This timing was so bad because we've handled it poorly as a country. It's now winter. It's now flu season. And there's so many people that are just sick of it and don't care. And they're just going to make that like angry decision of like, no, my Thanksgiving, the Smiths, we don't miss it.
Yeah. Oh,
Get
for
in
sure.
there.
Smiths.
And then
The
bam, all of a
Smiths.
sudden.
Is that
Meet
the
the
FedEx family? I think it's the Smiths.
Yeah, Fred Smith.
Tennessee.
That's
Is that
what
where
they
you
have.
go for Thanksgiving?
Yes, I go to
The
the
Smiths are going to have
Yeah.
a big Thanksgiving.
They are.
Big turkey.
I'm going to miss it.
By the way, the food is disgusting anyway, so who cares?
Oh, here we go with this
Oh,
hot
he
take
got a lot
again.
of
For you
controversy.
That is just not
guys.
true.
Yeah.
In your quinoa world.
I don't care what anyone
Your
says.
little
if you're a
quinoa
vegetarian-
bullshit non-meat world. It's not made for you. The
you're
holly's
not-
not made for you.
No, I actually
but you
enjoy
can't
the
make that
sides.
statement.
The sides are so dry and
Vegetarian
tasteless.
stuff.
Okay,
green
clearly, I don't
beans.
know who's cooking your meals,
Yeah,
but you
you
might
need a
need to
better
find a
cook.
new chef.
Cornbread's incredible.
Cornbread.
The problem is, I think almost everything we meet. I think almost everything.
bad
we
example.
Corn and bread.
Cornbread's incredible.
Cornbread's so good.
I think almost everything we make. The problem is, it all has meat in it somewhere for things.
I know. This is why you can't.
Like the gravy that makes the mashed
Yes,
potatoes
I know,
so
but
good.
I've had the vegetarian alternative.
No.
And it
That's not the
sucks
same
ass.
thing.
Vegetarian, every alternative.
Unless
sucks.
you're sticking your teeth
that's true.
in some damn turkey.
My woke guy here.
Yeah.
So,
Now all of a sudden, Tim's
Are
on
there
your side.
people who eat meat, have the formal Thanksgiving, that choose a different meat than turkey? Like, do they do like ribs or some sort of beef alternative?
There definitely are, but I think you're kind of an asshole if you do that.
Right.
Because like turkey's good, man. You know, it's not like obscure. It's like just eat the fucking turkey.
And
but
I
I'm
think
sure people do it.
There's the pastime of everyone who eats meat is to make the turkey sandwiches the next day. That's a big thing,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep. That's all you do.
And then you go right back into the coma.
Get that
Yeah.
tryptophan.
Okay, listen, we got to keep moving. One thing that I missed here is one thing about Corona that has been really interesting is it also feels like every couple weeks there's some new piece of like information on Corona that's just obscure and weird.
Yeah.
We're talking about vaccines. We're talking about all these cures. We've talked about Regeneron. We talked about all this stuff. Turns out you don't need any of it. It doesn't matter. The stock market should be through the roof, and everyone should be buying fucking Listerine.
Yeah.
Because mouthwash can kill coronavirus within 30 seconds.
Done. Boom.
I love it. I love mouthwash.
You know what's interesting? As soon as this
I
whole
love
thing
mouthwash.
happened, I was gargling mouthwash every day. I was because I was like, this shit should kill germs.
But doesn't this mean someone would have to like cough in your face and you have to quick take a shot
Sure.
and chase it down?
What do you think this is full of?
Yeah.
I will say mouthwash is very refreshing.
Love it.
Yes.
I can't just brush my teeth in the morning.
I agree.
I have to use mouthwash.
That's another thing as I've become an adult.
yeah.
You
Really
these
valued the second layer that is mouthwash.
little-
You
Yeah.
feel like Superman. Like I just put the cape on.
You do. You feel like, you feel a little extra
When you do
cleaned
that,
out. Plus you get that burn, that little alcohol burn.
Yeah.
if you ever do like the brush, the floss, and the mouthwash, you just feel like a whole new person.
I mean, some days
I mean,
I'll
that's
go.
that's every day.
I'll go.
The
floss.
floss I
Some
do
people-
night. I don't do the morning
Yeah, I only
floss.
do
See,
night
that's what I'm
floss.
saying.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going to be honest. 3 days a week, I get out a floss, brush, mouthwash, and I feel like $1 million.
That's all. 3 days is enough.
And they say dental hygiene prevents heart attacks, cardiovascular disease, because the
We're just tied
bacteria
to weird shit. Yeah.
seeps in.
All right. Okay. So everyone, relax. Get out there. Go to the clubs. Go for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Just take a bottle of mouthwash.
Just say, Mom, Dad, we're fine. Just
Literally have turkey with a glass of iced mouthwash. And
What a
you're
great
fine.
stocking stuffer.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into some quick. We got some business stock market news.
Yeah. Big
DoorDash, IPO.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Everyone in. This is going to be a big one, I think, right?
It's huge. So I actually was talking to Dee about this before we recorded, that the mainstream media,
The fake news
The
media.
the fake
Lamestream- the
news
lamestream
media,
media.
the lame, what is it?
Lamestream.
Lamestream, okay. The way you read about it, you think it's a disaster. And then you look at the people that do this for a living, invest in high growth companies, and actually break down the data, and the company's phenomenal.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting. I was telling Dee, I was like, man, I hope this stock crashes because of all the lamestream media, and we have a shot to buy it, and they don't realize how good of a business it is.
Yep.
And I have friends who were senior executives at companies in this space, and everyone says DoorDash is the gold standard. It's better than Uber Eats. It's better than Postmates as a business.
I've never used DoorDash once.
Then that's the reason why it's the gold standard, because like Uber Eats and Postmates, who focused on metropolitan cities like where we live, they went to the suburbs. They went to
Go
the
to
less.
Trump's America.
Yeah.
71 million.
Yeah.
71 million. They like
71
to eat.
million people.
And they break it down in the S1, which is all public information, why they chose that strategy, because they talk about parking's easy for the dashers, the drivers,
Yep.
to go pick up wherever. These are underserved markets that they never get the technology at the same pace as the metropolitan cities.
Good call.
And that was their whole strategy, and they get to bring a convenience and technology to a group that never gets it.
I think you
Oh,
can
well,
apply
listen.
that in so many more businesses.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
everyone's laser focused on 5 cities,
Yeah.
which isn't the opportunity.
Well, let me just tell you, Anand, if you're hoping that the stock goes down, keep quiet about that information.
It's true.
Okay? You just made it sound real good. I have to believe, judging by the investment, the new Robinhood world, the investment strategy of I've heard of it.
Yeah.
This thing's
Zoom
gonna
out.
blow
I've
up.
heard of it.
And that's why the other thing, the next one that I think has to just explode is Airbnb.
Oh, God.
Airbnb
I don't even know
might-
what's going to happen to Airbnb.
Airbnb might be worth a
Airbnb might be
trillion.
Microsoft.
Yes.
Because I also think that to these young, TikTok investors, to them, Airbnb and DoorDash, but more so Airbnb, is like the epitome of I'm on the cutting edge. I got this.
So do young people, Pete, or Tim, maybe you can answer this now that you're Tim Apple and Pete, you have a robust Robinhood account.
A deep, diverse.
Pete Data Dog.
Portfolio.
So when you go to hang with your homies, is it like, hey, here are the Jordans I'm rocking, my Supreme belt, and here's my
My
Robinhood
Robinhood,
portfolio?
No, I've
Are
never
people
said
flexing?
any of those. No, I don't
Maybe
hang
not
out.
that cool.
I don't hang out with those people.
Yeah, Pete's not in that
those
world.
people also have like $4 in their bank account usually.
Ooh, look at him
So,
talking down to
Ooh.
these
I
fuckers.
got
300.
To your point.
Nice.
Well, he had it. It's kind of tied up in Datadog right now. To your point on it, I think that definitely is a group.
Right?
Yeah.
Like how
The only thing that you might be wrong, we might be wrong, is there might be the look at my StockX and sneaker thing, and then the Robinhood group might be a little different,
okay.
but it's the same mentality.
They're bragging about their portfolio.
Oh yeah.
The quick flip, the hustle, the make a flip mentality is which as it should be, I guess, in 2020, but is through the roof.
Right. So you're just saying the people that are talking about Jordans and Supreme are different than the Datadog and Plug Power.
Might be. I think those people might be talking about Jordan Supreme and the new Lil Uzi album, and that's about all the time they've got.
No, I think that guy's trading.
You think?
Yeah.
If you walked
I think
down
it
Melrose- you
happened
think if you walked
right
to-
away. I think it happened right away out of the pandemic, and then I think it just fell off.
Let me ask you this: if you asked the kids in line at Cool Kicks on Melrose, how many have a Robinhood account and are actively trading? What percentage of the line do you think would say?
They're obviously over 18.
Only the ones that are over 18.
I would say 75%.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think 30% there, and then if you went to colleges and other things like that, you
Yeah, I
would see
think
the
it's a
majority of
different group.
growth there being
College
like,
for sure.
So
all
I
the
do
kids.
remember when crypto had its big boom in 2017
Mm-hmm.
on college campuses. Everyone was a crypto trader.
Everyone.
Every single
They were
person
using their scholarship
Yeah,
money.
using the debt that they were supposed to
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
tuition
yeah.
and buy food to buy Bitcoin. And
What year are you talking about?
2017.
Yes.
So 3 years
Remember,
ago.
yeah, everybody was up on Bitcoin. It was right as it was going to that last
It was
peak, right?
It was basically three years ago to like this
The
exact
date.
time.
Yeah.
Because it was right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Everyone had to talk about cryptocurrency at their Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Everyone on YouTube, all the YouTube
Yes.
gurus.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if the college kid now is just talking about plug power.
Airbnb IPO.
Airbnb IPO.
Probably.
Some
Tesla.
Tesla.
Airbnb-
Tesla's probably not even cool for a young kid because everyone knows Tesla. You got to be up on the next,
Tesla
right?
already played out.
Tesla's cool.
No, I think it's cool to say, yeah, I got in
Yeah,
on
of course.
Tesla.
Like it's just the
Yeah, I know what you're saying,
foundation.
though.
Of
You
course, I own Tesla.
What do you think?
well, that's
What,
how
I look
you.
like an idiot?
I have an iPhone, I have Jordans, and I have a fucking Tesla share.
Yeah, that's. But I think that's how you weed them out, because then you know, okay, you're just a fronter.
I feel like Tesla's like GM to these kids.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
just the only car.
1,000%.
It's just
the only
American
car.
staple.
Yeah, everyone has a Tesla.
Been here
I've
for
never actually felt, not even like, I don't have much of an attachment, obviously, but like, I've never known a car company like this.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
never had access
I don't
to
think any
somebody
young
like
people have.
Elon
No,
and
no,
the
of
way that he
course.
communicates.
No.
And just as a whole, that you feel like you can connect to a company
I feel
where it's like, what the
same-
fuck is
Yeah.
GM? Like,
the same way I feel about Tesla,
yeah.
stock, and Elon Musk is how I think why Bitcoin works. Is it has such a rabid fan base that no matter what, these people are going to will it into power.
Yes.
I want to know who Satoshi is.
No one does, or no one will.
Sounds
Sorry.
like a made up name.
Sounds like to me like it's the same guy.
Elon
Elon?
Musk and Satoshi.
There are rumors.
Just saying, I've read him.
Then Elon is really rich.
He's
And
a
he's with the
trillionaire.
trillionaire.
Yeah, he's the richest man in the world.
Because if he's creating coins too,
Could you imagine?
Just
I
saying.
mean, it could be. He acts like a guy that
Right.
acts like that.
Yeah,
But
he
by the
does.
way, the Airbnb was really interesting on their IPO. Their last quarter, they made $240 million of profit.
To the moon.
To the moon.
To the-
Yo, I'm pulling out all my fucking money for these.
Yeah, take all that data, dog, and make it Airbnb.
So Airbnb
all right.
is another great example of the real risk of kind of how companies operate during the pandemic. So everything shuts down in March. Their business craters for the first 2 months. They fire a ton of people.
Mm-hmm.
He writes the manifesto, great severance, whatever.
Prize.
They figure out their business.
I'm sure.
June, July, work
good
remote
marketing.
becomes the new flavor. And they're on fire and realize they didn't need whatever, 15, 20% of their workforce because now they're profitable.
And by the way, they didn't have to spend $1 on marketing probably because demand was so high for people to just go anywhere and do anything.
I saw a great tweet. I think it was Aaron Levy, the founder of Box, who's pretty clever on Twitter. Good
He's very
follow.
clever.
He said Airbnb is the perfect hedge. If everything's shut down, work remote continues and everyone's going to be jumping from city to city. If the cities open up, everyone's going to be traveling.
Yeah.
Like people like us will be traveling again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go, kids.
Put
We-
it all in Airbnb.
We
We got
not-
some hot
We are not
IPOs.
authorized stock advisors, but put it all in Airbnb.
We're gonna be rich.
We're gonna be
And
rich.
Airbnb is going to open like $500 billion market cap.
So yeah, I mean, DoorDash and Airbnb, considering most Robin Hooders probably only know Postmates.
Yeah.
Because if DoorDash's entire
Yeah.
market was suburbs,
Yeah.
which and it's a way bigger
That's why
business.
Postmates, if it had gone public, it would have gone
Oh my
nuts.
God.
Yeah. Okay. And then what
I'm going to
about?
Postmate me a share.
Yeah, so do you guys like deliver
should
this or
allow
like how does this
that.
work?
Yeah.
Robin Hood deliver?
Okay. Walmart. What's up with Walmart?
On
We got some
fire.
earnings. On fire.
E-com business went up 75%. What was that?
79%. They didn't release the absolute number.
I feel like the Walmart and the Targets got really, really lucky during this whole pandemic because why? I mean, I think we know why, but while every single store is closed, they've been open this whole time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like you don't even, it's just your competition literally just got annihilated.
Yeah. I mean, I think the interesting thing about a few retailers like a Walmart, an Amazon, and forget Amazon, Target, they were just uniquely positioned to actually thrive with the destruction of retail. Because of what the products they were that sold became so essential. Like everything inside of a Walmart and Amazon became so essential to our daily life, whether it be groceries, whether it be toys, whether it be home goods, whether it be furniture. Like you can't, every single thing on Target.com is fucking sold out.
You know, the thing, what I think traditional retailers, specifically in fashion, because if you went to Target when we were kids, right, 25 years ago, it was basically like a shitty department store, right? It was shitty clothes, shitty homeware, shitty...
Now it's Target.
Now it's Target, but they
evolved.
They evolved, and groceries are such a big part of their business. And if you look at traditional physical retail, when you think about Macy's and Nordstrom's and everyone, like, not saying they should be selling groceries, but like, hey, maybe try selling something other than clothes.
Well, I'll tell you this. I remember growing up, and I had to go recently to get Dom something from Target. And I remember going as a kid, and I remember the toy section at Target. I remember looking at it. And I remember it only being like an aisle or two. I was like, I can never bring my kid here. It is like 20 aisles of the hottest toys. Yeah. Oh, you're into cards? There's 2 aisles. You're into
Walmart,
Frozen? No, it's a Target. You're into Frozen? 2 aisles.
Oh, it used to be small.
Yes, it was not like this. I don't remember it being like, it was, I sat and looked through the toy section for like,
I remember being a kid when we'd go to Target, my mom would go do whatever she needed to buy for the house. Yeah. Now just go from toy aisle to toy aisle.
Yeah.
And just play with the toys.
Such a good job. It's also that like Target, you know, there's not a people of Target Instagram. You know? Like their branding is really good. But yeah, I really feel like this whole year, every bit of their competition, other than Amazon, has been closed. Unless you want to go to a grocery store. But literally, you just can go to Target and get everything you would need.
And isn't it interesting in the era that Amazon and e-commerce just completely decimated the department store business, they showed you the model in real time. Hey, we started as a bookstore. Yeah. Then we evolved to...
You could sell anything.
Yeah, the everything store. He wrote there's books written about it in the mid-2000s. Yeah. Like, what were these department stores thinking?
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't get a book.
I mean, think about how that happens, though. I mean... That happens on a day-to-day. Information is so readily available, and there's so many people that are just not accessing.
Just hubris. They think, oh, everyone's always going to come to Macy's to buy Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, it's hard when you're Macy's to think people are going to stop coming.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you're just an Amazon return center.
That's like Kohl's. Which is, by the way, working. Kohl's had a good earnings. Hey, it worked.
People are picking up something at the register. And then also great news if you are a Costco shareholder.
Yeah, big money. This would have been a big day for Pete if he had a Costco share.
Yeah.
Pete's too forward thinking.
Yeah.
I'm really about companies that are on the cutting edge.
You learned this from Ian, didn't you?
No, Ian actually learned this from me. So on the side, he messaged me, hey, what's your investment strategy?
Portfolio?
Yeah, portfolio. I gave him some tips. He kind of trotted some back at me. They were all right.
Got it.
But yeah, so really kind of forward-thinking future company.
So you don't mess with like the Costco? Well, that's a shame because Costco shareholders just got a big dividend.
How much?
$10 a share.
Motherfucker. That's as much as I've made on Robinhood.
Yeah. How much has Datadog sent you this week?
Negative 400.
Well, there you go, man. Also, I mean, I would imagine great year for Costco.
Oh my God.
I also think it's a big mistake if you're Costco.
Dividends?
Just handing out $4.5 billion?
Reinvest that into your business. Have you not learned anything what Amazon has done? They've reinvested all of their free cash flow to build their business.
What's interesting?
And as a shareholder, you win if the company does that.
Maybe they don't feel...
They're like, we're not going to win.
There's like, maybe the Costco CEO was like, you know what? I sat down with Jeff Bezos. There's no fucking way we're figuring that out.
Yeah, let's just give this out. People will like that.
Stupid.
Right?
Well, what's interesting is...
Like, if you're in the era of everything digitally transforming, and guess what? Costco is not the most digitally savvy company.
Yeah.
And you think, hey, $4 billion, I don't know what to do with it. Hey, CEO, give us a call.
Yeah.
Go and reinvest in your digital platform. Figure out how to live in the times. Don't just be lazy and say, we're going to look like heroes.
I mean, if they just did Costco, and I'm sure they do, if you could buy the entire catalog, and I know you can buy certain things, but do same day delivery and build their
Oh my
own
God.
delivery system.
This is the poorest use of $4 billion.
Imagine if you had a Costco tasting truck where if you're a member, the truck just drives around your neighborhood, you get to go have a taste.
Oh, are you kidding? Oh my God.
That would be the greatest marketing that company could ever have.
Spend money, spend $10 million on an influencer camp. Like the $4 billion could be divvied up into so many useful ways.
I don't understand. Well, look, I know there's a huge place for it, but like dividends, to me, you got to be in a real good spot.
Apple should be dividending everything out.
Is Apple dividending at all?
Barely. They
They have like
barely-
$50 trillion in a
Yeah.
bank account, and they're like, here's
I just got
$3.
30 cents just now.
Yeah.
See, they know how to play that game. They're sitting on a shit ton of cash, a really bright future, and they're doing just enough to keep the Tims of the world happy and feeling good about
Both
it.
Tims.
Both Tims.
Yeah.
I've almost made $1 off of Apple's dividends.
There you go. Reinvest
One
that.
Tim helping another, you know?
Thinking about it.
Okay, and then speaking of Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
this to me feels, this has had a lot of talk for a long time, and it feels to me like just a massive move for Amazon, and that is entering the pharmacy business in a real way.
Yep.
They're starting to do that. They have online prescription fulfillment. They have free delivery for Prime members. It just seems to me like they could instantly own that market.
My only reason that I still enter on
Rite Aid?
a Rite Aid or a CVS, unless I just have to grab something because we ran out, which is call that twice a year,
Yep.
is picking up prescriptions.
Yeah. And the process sucks ass.
And by the way, CVS the other day, they're like, hey, we'll deliver this to your house for $3. I was like, oh, fine, fuck it, deliver it. So I think Amazon is going to enter healthcare. They want to enter healthcare in the biggest way. I'll give you an example. If I'm Amazon, I go knock on U.S. government's door and say, let us distribute the vaccine for you too. Like, let's figure out like how to. They're like the only company on earth that has like global supply chain, literally in every corner, and can deliver anything to anyone at any time.
Yep.
And I think that's going to go into pharmacy. That's going to go into groceries. That's going to go into everything. Not to say there won't be other players. There'll be 100 other players. It's just like pharmacy is like a no-brainer. If you're already a Prime member and you get free delivery prescriptions and it's so easy to just, why not?
The pharmacy experience
You have
is
no
so
loyalty
bad.
to the pharmacist.
I'm still going in there and like, hey, I'm here for my...
And you're in line with sick people.
Yep.
You
I
gotta go
wanna
to
be-
specialty pharmas.
What?
You have to go to specialty pharmacies
For what?
for your prescriptions. Great experience.
Is it?
Yeah.
You
Like
get it
the
right
mom
away?
and pop.
You call ahead?
We go to a place on La Cienega. Unbelievable experience.
Do they have it ready for you when you get there?
Oh, yeah. There's no wait. There's nothing. And like, we've obviously had to do so many different medications for Mev the last 18 months. We wouldn't have been able to do digital because getting health insurance approvals, they're arguing with insurance for us on our behalf. So sure, that's a very niche 0.01% of cases. 99% of people never have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, my specialty pharmacy experience is incredible.
Okay. All right. Well, for everyone who doesn't choose Amazon, specialty pharmacy.
Yes.
But Rite Aid can fuck off.
I mean, going to the CVS by the Grove is a death sentence.
Death sentence.
Yes.
And then you're like wandering around the store looking at Q-tips waiting for your name to be called.
Yeah.
They still do it that way?
Yeah.
And they're so rude. They're incredibly rude.
Yeah.
That specific CVS.
Not my CVS. They're nice people. Fine people.
Find people on both CVS's.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that's a huge move and it makes perfect sense and they're going to do it and they're probably going to do it well.
And they're going to do it great. And healthcare spending is 1/3 of the American GDP. 1/3 of the American economy we spend on healthcare. So this is just the beginning.
I mean, it looks like
Amazon,
that's where
everything
Apple's
store.
headed.
Everything store.
Yeah.
You should get everything.
Imagine, Alexa, give me a good drug that everyone uses.
Lipitor.
Lipitor. Send me my Lipitor.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? That's
Yeah.
going to happen. Okay. Big news in technology.
Talk about cutting edge.
Talk about cutting the absolute edge. Twitter has said, you know what? Who cares if we've been around for 15 years doing the same damn thing and haven't innovated for a second? We are here to have a complete refresh. Twitter now has stories, Poor Evan. I think Evan Spiegel might be the greatest inventor of all time.
Yeah.
With the product of stories that then got absolutely stolen from him.
Yeah.
Every which way but loose. Every platform has stories now.
Yeah.
So anyway, they rolled out stories, and they also have a Clubhouse type.
They're testing, and so it's not. I don't have the feature yet, but I saw a screenshot of how it works. It's exactly like Clubhouse. And I think, look, we all agree Clubhouse is very clever. I think audio is a big part of consuming content in the future. Still so early days in audio, and Twitter has all the thought leaders in the entire world. If you put Ian Bremmer starts fucking hosting a chat on Friday nights, you know how many people are going to join it? And then, Ian's friends with Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban jumps in the chat. It makes sense. I just think people, they need to, if I'm Twitter, I go to like my 100. If Donald Trump starts hosting a fucking voice chat on a Friday night with him, Rudy Giuliani, and Alex Jones,
I'm in.
Yeah, at the Four Seasons fucking
Landscaping.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm Twitter and I work there, I am paying talent. You have the money. You have an overinflated stock. Go hand out stock. Don't even give money. Give stock.
They're not paying shit, though.
Here's the thing.
You know
Twitter,
how these guys are going to go?
Yeah.
It's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
And
it's going to kind of get used. It's going to be like far right.
Go give Naval
QAnon.
1 million shares of Twitter and say, yo, every night you need to fucking give a talk.
Ben Shapiro.
Give everyone. The top 100 users. Give them.
Twitter's
Instead,
one
it's
of
gonna
those
be QAnon
things.
speeches.
Yeah, that's true. Twitter's one of those products that has been able to stay relevant despite itself.
Yeah.
It is an awful product. It's my favorite thing to use. They haven't innovated anything.
Yeah.
You can't even edit tweets.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. And they still are like hanging on to relevance.
Yeah.
And if Jack Dorsey wasn't so concerned about Square and Cash App, he figured out Cash App.
Yeah.
Cash App's like revolutionary.
Yeah.
I agree.
Spend some time on Twitter, Jack.
Or
Come
leave.
on, Jack.
Or get the fuck out of the way.
Or get a good, innovative product person. Like, that's the problem. You can't hire, I just don't think you could hire innovation. It has to come from the founder.
Yeah, I just do not get why. I mean, look, when you look at this, like, stories, and Twitter looks all refreshed and cool, and then you talk about Clubhouse, like, it's cool and it's big news, but, like, they should have done it so long ago.
Yes.
Stories, steal stories back when everyone stole stories.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, WhatsApp has stories.
Yeah.
5 years later.
What are you doing?
Why didn't you do it right away?
Even LinkedIn.
LinkedIn has stories.
And LinkedIn is the
That's
slowest,
Microsoft.
oldest platform ever.
Just steal stories back then. Just show you're trying.
Yeah.
Instead, every interview is just about how you're going to combat hate speech, and nothing's even happened.
Yeah.
And you just
There's more
like
hate
kind of
speech than
listen,
ever.
like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's all Jack says. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he does.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, you're right. I am a fucking idiot. Stories came out 5 years ago.
Oh
What was I doing?
Gosh. It kills me that like all these social media companies own media, and they own, but it's all like free. Like you have Naval, you have all these people that people are Kylie Jenner even. Like all these platforms should be like battling for who has exclusive rights, who has this show on this platform, who has
Like,
Twitter
NBA
should own Naval.
No, so for example, Twitter, there's Dee may follow, there's a thing called NBA Twitter, which goes viral during any NBA season, game, playoffs. Have you not figured out how to make it bigger than just we have to go follow the NBA Twitter accounts and figure out make that like a channel.
Yeah.
And it's like NBA Twitter, Thursday nights are your big games, boom. You click NBA Twitter, you get all of NBA Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean,
free
the fact
agency.
that Black Twitter is something that people openly talk about as if it's like a channel, like it's the
Yes.
new BET,
Yeah.
is fucking crazy, and that just naturally exists. It has so much relevance.
Black Twitter is $100 billion business.
Yes, I'd say
Yes.
Twitter exists despite itself.
Yeah, damn it, you're right. Fucking all right. Well, hey, you got stories.
Yeah.
So when you're up posting stories on all 18 other platforms, add one to Twitter.
Idiots.
Jesus. Okay, this one, I guess this is in business. I guess this is in our business section.
Yeah, I don't know
we're
why
talking
it's in the
about
business
because we're talking about a bankruptcy. But what we're talking about here is the Boy Scouts bankruptcy and the sex abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So Boy Scouts is going bankrupt, and it turns out sexual abuse, big problem, costly problem over there at the Boy Scouts. So I guess you put a bunch of grown men, a bunch of little boys out in the woods, throughout the whole country, and you get a few creeps, you get a few bad apples.
No.
Shocker.
90,000 sex abuse claims are being filed against the Boy Scout.
90. That's 90. That makes me think every group that was out in the woods were sexually abusing. How many groups did you even have? I want to see some statistics here.
90,000 people is so many to be sexually abused.
How? And here's my question. You know that these weren't, 90,000 sexual abuse claims weren't unreported.
Yeah.
They weren't not talked about. They weren't brought up in the meetings. How do you bury this many sexual abuse?
Well, I think it's also in an era where a lot of this stuff wasn't discussed.
But isn't that like a major, like, I look at that as like a major, like someone should be, lots of people probably should be jailed. Like you obviously covered this up.
Yeah.
There had to be meetings at the Boy Scouts headquarters saying, yo, got some problems bubbling up in Minnesota again.
Yeah.
And how do you bury it? It had to be what they were doing.
Eagle Scout Joe is getting real touchy-feely.
Getting real handsy again with his freaking...
God damn it, Joe. It's the third one this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how, like Boy Scouts is not like the Catholic Church who has the power to squash.
But it looks like they are.
I mean, 90,000 cases is just insane to me.
But what I don't get, isn't it decentralized? I remember the kids we knew that did Boy Scouts, it was just a group of parents and their kids.
No, but it's still part of an organization.
You still like get the
franchise.
Book.
It's a
you
franchise.
You still get the handbook from the company to have your own syndicated.
But the parenting was done from the group. You go on the camping
but I think
trip.
there's like a dad. You know, there's that one dad that's the scout leader.
Yeah,
right. Maybe.
And that guy gets a little handsy.
Here's what I don't think as a society we can trust adult with young children outside of schools.
Yeah, you know what else is funny is I feel like it's
like even when sorry to interrupt, but like sports, parents are present.
Yeah.
They're present though. Like parents are, when you go to like a soccer practice, there's the soccer dad that's screaming and yelling, that's watching at least.
Yeah.
But this is like, oh, go into the woods with some fucking guy.
With Steve, yeah, because he has a fucking, whatever you call it. A
sash.
Yeah. I know. It's just, what I was going to say is I think that like, that's one of the beauties of the internet is like when these things start bubbling up, it seems like it tends to get exposed.
Yeah.
Whereas like pre-internet, like just dads off in the woods, you can bury 90,000 cases.
Yeah.
Without taking down an organization.
It's insane.
It's insane. And I just like, you're talking about sexual abuse. You're talking about one of the worst possible things that you can do to a person.
Yeah.
Maybe outside of murder.
Yeah.
90,000.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was 90,000 murders.
But
within one organization.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think we have like outside of schools and like, I just don't, what scenario does a parent feel comfortable with their kid?
I think you're highlighting something very important. It's daytime.
What?
Like school, sports, that's all daytime stuff.
There's a lot of tents.
Yeah.
At night is when you got to be a little more careful.
A couple brews.
Oh man, 90,000.
That's insane.
Are you kidding me? Think about 90,000. Okay.
90,000 kids had to deal with that shit.
That's absurd. I wish that there was like real punishment. There won't be.
Yeah.
But on the organization, that can't happen without a very good plan on how to cover this up.
Yeah. I know you get served these ads all over Instagram, especially for the guys. They sell you on the most 4-way stretch, blah, blah, blah. I invented these pants. Shut the fuck up. You guys just started making joggers and think you created the iPhone. I've been selling joggers before you were in even high school. All these fucking brands. I'm sick of them.
You jabronis.
You jabronis.
You jabronis.
Yeah. GrandRunningClub.com. We invented this pant.
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
The everyday pant.
2 for $80. And you know why ours are only 2 for $80? Because they don't cost as much as everyone tells you they think they're going to make. They have 90% gross margins, and they are ripping you the fuck off.
Yeah.
Lock them up.
Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock. And you know those brands. You know who they are. They're just, if they're spending that much money on ads, that means they're ripping you the fuck off.
Yes.
It is called enlarged gross margin. They're enlarged for a reason.
Yes.
Sounds like
spend money
they need
in
to
ads.
get that checked out.
What?
You don't want anything enlarged.
No.
No.
If your gross margins are enlarged, you may have to call the doctor.
Yes.
GrandRunningClub.com. And you know what? I'm feeling generous. Use the code group chat. You get even more of a discount.
Nice.
It'll be less than $2
Wow.
for $80 for pants that you will wear every single day. I'm wearing them right now.
So am I an idiot for wearing jeans?
You are a complete fucking moron. Between Celsius, stocked miss, and wearing jeans every day, I think the jeans have crushed your ability to think analytically.
Yeah, so if I was wearing these comfy pants, I'd be rich off Celsius.
Yes. Because you know why? When you're comfortable, you think better. Comfort equals wealth.
Ever since I've been wearing them, I've just thought more clearly. Thanks, guys. Head over to grandrunningclub.com. Use code group chat for that special discount. And let's get you back into today's episode.
Okay, moving on. Next up in the fucking why so late, and I hope your boy Donald can maybe pardon you.
Yeah.
Little Wayne has caught a new gun charge. I get
Karma's
it, man.
a
Listen,
bitch, huh?
2012, catch that gun charge, you know? It's cool. Helps for the press of the new album. We get it. People are on your head. What are you doing, man?
Luckily, it's the Southern District of Florida, which, you know, Donnie is probably in cahoots with. Hopefully, his new best friend, Donald Trump.
Yeah, maybe that visit will pay off after all. Look, if Donald Trump gets him out of a gun charge,
It was all worth it for him.
It
glad
was
you went and
definitely
got
all
that
worth
picture.
it. You know what? He knew this was coming, and maybe
Yeah,
this was his
That's
whole
what I was
ploy.
just thinking.
He's like, I'll vote. I'll go out and support you. You just make sure that gun charge never sees the light of day.
But the problem is the Donald lost. He may forget the
He's got
promises he
time,
made.
though. That lame duck, he's going to be rifling off
pardons.
You're
You're gonna see some names pop up. We're like, whoa!
I can't
That
believe
Boy Scout manager.
Yeah, for real. Head of Boy Scouts.
All of them.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hasn't
90,000.
started. Clock's ticking.
I think
And he's not doesn't strike me as the most organized guy. Like he's been keeping a list for the last
He'll
4
probably do a
years.
checking
press
in
release.
twice.
He's probably-
Gonna find out who's.
Who's just naughty. We're gonna he's probably gonna do a press release and like do like a draft pick, you know?
Yeah.
And Paul Manafort. Okay, well, I mean, look, I don't want anyone getting in trouble. I don't want, you know, obviously Lil Wayne having to deal with anything, but I will say I have a little bit of like, haha, only because of the Trump picture.
Yeah.
That's it. But other than that, I don't want him in trouble.
Yeah.
Obama
Yep.
got a new book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We're finally kind of, you know, I mean, obviously election time, but we're hearing from Barack,
Yep.
you know, a decent amount. He did a 60 Minutes interview.
Mm-hmm.
Got a new book coming out called Promised Land.
Yeah.
I mean, sign me up. When's it out? Next week?
It's out today.
Oh, it's out today?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying next Tuesday.
No. It's out.
Do you know what we're talking about here?
I mean, the one story that I saw that he shared was actually in regards to how he raised his kids while he was in the presidency, and then what his relationship was with them, and how he always had dinner with them at 6:30 every night at the White House. And so I just saw that. So I feel like it's a little more personal than it is politics.
Got it.
But I haven't heard anything about it. I just saw that story. He shared it on his Instagram. But I mean, we knew that a book was coming, and he had said that he didn't want it to be involved with the election. So now that his guy won, I mean, should be good for book sales.
What if Trump won if he would have released it?
The book,
Yeah.
just like that Kenyan.
Yeah. Yeah. What would have happened?
Yeah.
Because there's also been a lot of stories in the news too about like Michelle Obama, like how hard the presidency was on their marriage and stuff. That's probably extra.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? I will go ahead and give
That's
it a
right up
read.
your alley.
I'll do a book review.
Yeah.
Great. And then last but not least on our news stories, Taylor Swift. What the hell is going on with Taylor Swift? So I just saw that Scooter, you know, there's that whole controversy where Scooter bought her masters.
Yeah.
She was super pissed. That whole thing, it kind of blew over. Now Scooter has sold her masters to a private equity fund for $300 million.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, Taylor's pissed again, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, her masters are just getting floated around. And what she's saying she's gonna re-record. I thought she was gonna re-record before. I mean, I don't know. Listen,
You've had a
Scooter
lot
might
of
be
time in quarantine. Why didn't you
had a
re-record?
lot of time, and you put out a whole album. could have done some re-recording. And I will say, on a business front, I don't personally know Scooter on a personal level. He might be an asshole. But it seems like he saw an opportunity here to buy and flip some masters.
This is called what Pete tries to do with Plug Power and Datadog, but he just did it with the $300 million.
Or what those kids are trying to do with flipping shoes. Your kids are flipping Jordans. He's flipping Taylor Swift master.
But from what I read, it seems like it's very close to the purchase price.
Earn out.
Is that
That's what they said where he's going to make all his. I mean, Scooter is a very savvy business guy.
Yeah,
he's not selling for par.
Yeah, so then it was just a liquidity event for him.
Yeah, I mean, his Ithaca Holdings is backed by Carlyle, so you got to work like a private equity shop.
Yeah,
you see him move fast, make some money, keep it moving.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Carlisle's flipping their asses off this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Carlisle had a good year.
Maybe Carlisle saw Supreme and said, hey, Scooters, flip Taylor.
Flip it.
Maybe that's what they're telling all their partners. Flip.
They saw the Supreme secondary market.
Yeah.
They're like, we can just do this with our own portfolio.
Yeah,
just flip everything.
Cow, flip it. Okay, well, I don't know. Apologies to Taylor.
Unfortunately, like, you should have already re-recorded. She came out with a great album. Like, move on. You're rich. You'll be fine.
She's fine. I mean,
a lot of big artists don't own their masters.
A lot, yeah. I think this masters conversation has been like a lot in the news lately, and I'd like to hear all sides of it. Because there's also there's labels that put up money and developed and whatever. And,
that's what my point is that when you sign a record deal, you have the opportunity to own your masters. You could say, I don't want this money. I'll go figure this out on my own.
Yep.
And then you own everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, similar way I criticized Kanye complaining about all the agreements he signed. You have to have some accountability for the agreements you sign.
Plus, when Taylor started making real money, she could have just bought those things.
Or she could have done what Scooter did, go get backed by a private equity company and buy it.
Yeah. Okay, well, hey, win for Scoot.
Yeah,
quick flip.
As seen on social, this is what I just saw. As a basketball fan, what do you got, Pete?
Ryan Tierney's drinking Celsius. And he just tagged us.
Everyone's hot on Celsius right now. Actually, I've seen a lot of Celsius on social recently.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's like, I just bought this, but I should have just bought a share. Imagine every time you bought a branded product that you love, instead you decide opt to buy the stock.
We made people rich this week.
Yeah. Everyone's making Celsius.
Where's our dividends, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? From now on, if you make money off this show, we're like the Mormon church.
Yes.
You're breaking us off 10%.
Venmo us.
And if we find out you didn't give it to us,
we're done. We're done with you.
No, you're dead.
Dead. Are you going to kill him?
And for government purposes, we're just kidding.
As seen on social, for me, the most exciting thing, and Anand mentioned about NBA Twitter. I don't really watch sports like I used to, but I still consume the information. And free agency, I guess, started.
It's right now. The draft is coming up. Everything's wild, wild west.
And so there's two people on Twitter, Woj and Shams, that have become like these big figures in basketball. And if you follow basketball, you've heard James Harden is walking away from $50 million to go to maybe the Brooklyn Nets. I don't care what you do. Why the fuck would you walk away from guaranteed $50 million?
Well, a couple of reasons.
He's not guaranteed to get it again.
So what he turned down is rumored $103 million over 2 years.
Oh my God.
So he would have made his 35-40 this year and next year, and then guaranteed another 100.
If he just shut up and dribbled.
If he just stayed in Houston, he's demanding a trade to not sign that extension and wants to go to the Nets.
Do you understand what he did? Not only did he walk away, he's not getting paid that much at the Nets.
Well, he could. They can go, once you're a free agent, or once you are signed to a team, they can pay you the max.
Okay, but
and go over the cap, and 50% or majority now is owned by the CEO of Alibaba.
Yeah. So
maybe he told them, I'll make up the $50 million in Chinese deals.
So I was thinking about that. The one thing is he lives in Texas. Those 41 games he plays state income tax on.
Yeah.
It's such a big delta difference. Now he goes to New York City
I think he'll make it up with Alibaba. Think about what he could sell on Alibaba.
James Baba.
Bobbleheads on Alibaba. I mean, think about it. They're going to make him the biggest star in China if the CEO of Alibaba owns the Nets. And James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
That's a hot team.
Hot team.
But it sounds like a team that's going to lose to the Lakers in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win the title, but a lot of guys need the basketball.
Yeah. That was my scene on social. I think NBA Twitter is fun.
NBA Twitter is hysterical.
Yeah.
You don't even need to be the biggest fan. It's a very clever group.
Yeah. Memes.
Yeah, a lot of memes.
Okay. I don't know. What do you got?
Scott Disick is now dating a new 19-year-old.
This guy sure knows how to hop right onto another horse the second he gets off one.
What's interesting about his horses,
Yes.
he likes them very young.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is 19 years
Almost
old,
illegally
and
young.
he likes famous kids.
Yes.
So Sophia
Right.
Richie, that's Lionel Richie's daughter, and then this is Lisa Rinna's
Lisa
daughter.
Rinna and Harry Hamlin. I don't know
I don't know
either
who
of
Harry
those-
Hamlin is, but I know who Lisa Rinna is. Actress.
Okay.
So it's like he's going for a specific type. I'm looking for the next version of the Kardashian-Jenner clan. Like Sophia Richie is going to be famous for a very, very long time, or was on the cusp of being famous. I don't know what, I think he's like, I don't think Scott Disick has a hard time getting beautiful women.
Can't.
He's purposely choosing these types of girls for some reason. Must be to drive.
This new girl isn't even that hot.
Yeah, exactly. He's purposely picking.
He's
this
trying
type.
to keep his talentless merch.
Yeah,
Yeah, on fire.
yeah.
At least afloat.
That's interesting. All right, Pete.
Mine, as seen on social, is Dave Portnoy losing $50,000 on the Bills' money line Sunday night. So when the whole DeAndre Hopkins catch happened,
The Hail Mary.
he had 50 grand on that. He
Yes.
started losing it the second the Bills scored that touchdown with Stephon Diggs. And then they come down. DeAndre Hopkins catches that ball at the last second.
What a great catch.
$50,000. And he was just shocked. It was
What's
great
interesting is
content.
what I like about these new age gambling sites. Whoever like the figurehead is, because there's a bunch of people that represent a bunch of different sites. They share like the big bets.
Mhm.
You know, like someone bet, $200,000 on Wisconsin to beat Michigan or whatever. It's cool to see the action.
Do they do that all over? Or is it just Bar? I've
Like
seen
Darren
Barstool do it.
Ravel is on First Action Network or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
He posts some, all the weird
Interesting.
bets that
Yeah.
people are taking.
I just follow their betting account, whatever it is, for
Yeah.
Barstool, their book,
Yeah.
and they'll do that too. They'll just be like, somebody just put $100 grand randomly, some random person.
And what I'm noticing is that the prop bets that they're highlighting are bets that no regular gambler would ever bet.
Yeah.
So that just means average people are just putting $10 here, $20 here. It's like, I think yesterday Adam Thielen to score the first touchdown plus 750, and all the betting accounts are going nuts. And like, as a degenerate gambler myself, I would never bet on a random Monday night game this receiver being the first touchdown scorer.
You might if you lived on those apps. You're not betting on those apps. They make it so like
they gamify.
They
Like,
gamify.
I'll put $50 here.
yeah, whatever. If he catches it, make $3,000.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but those betting apps are good. I'm sure they're fun to once. I'm sure if you saw the direct correlation of a betting app in a state that just entered and then Robinhood activity, it probably drops instantly.
And I wonder what the average
He
bet
only has
size-
so much money as
It's
these young
got to be
kids.
sub $100, right?
But
Like what people are betting on FanDuel and stuff.
oh yeah. Agree.
It's like lunch money.
Definitely.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of shout outs. I actually have the first shout out I actually have is I did a kind of like a Zoom podcast with some guys from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby.
And
We're
it was,
gaining traction in red states.
yes, and it was
Very interesting.
So fun backstory. The woman that introduced the two guys to the podcast is her name is Allie.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to meet her today too on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And these two guys, Louie and Kyle, started their own podcast, and they were interviewing me for that. And then I was like, she was like, I have a great backstory on how I discovered the podcast. I was like, oh, great. What was it? And she said that she is friends with Harrison's girlfriend.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Harrison
circle.
works for Young and Reckless, who I actually met at my local coffee shop, and that's how he works at Young and Reckless.
Yeah. And he turned Harrison's our grassroots
Alabama
supporter,
resident expert.
in Alabama. So that's how we're getting traction. And they're telling me the first 3 weeks, everyone got the Rona out there. One of the guys got it. And he's like, the other two were like, I don't know how we haven't gotten it. And he was like, one of the guys has a sister that lives in West Hollywood. And he goes, yeah, man. He's like, it felt like communist Russia over there versus what's going on here, which is just a free for all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I think it's interesting to see such a dynamic between, because they're living in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Being in Alabama.
It's not real over there.
Yeah, they're just like going on with their day.
Isn't it funny we're at a point where the people in Alabama are looking like West Hollywood, like, who'd want to live here?
Communist.
Liberal snowflakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was interesting. The next shout out is my friend, actually, Matt Axelson. His wife sent out, it's his, I think, 33rd birthday. I've known him for a very long time. He used to manage a bunch of DJs. And then he actually is down in San Diego. So the last couple of run clubs down in San Diego, I've gotten to hang out with them, and he runs, and great guy. So happy birthday. Shout out to your wife for making that happen. And then what else we got, Pete?
So we have Zane Milbourne from Annapolis, Maryland.
Annapolis.
Oh my God.
Nice.
It's where the Navy is based.
Annapolis?
Yeah, I don't really fuck with Maryland, so like it's chill with me. It's his 30th birthday. What is that, on the 18th? So tomorrow. So when this is, you'll probably listen to this on your birthday. So happy birthday to you, Zane. Let's do a run through a little wording he gave. So I'm giving myself a shout out for my 30th birthday because, to be honest, I didn't have high hopes anybody else would do it for me. So now that I'm 30, I've learned a couple of things. I've spent thousands on college education I could have gotten for free by listening to Group Chat Pod.
Like that.
For just a few years, I've learned I no longer have an opinion of my own, but instead have the perfect opinion combination between Drama, D, and Anand. 3 is always better than 1.
I like that.
I like that.
That's amazing.
Real team player. He also harps that I'm an idiot, so we'll put that in there. His work is done here. Happy 30th, Zane.
I have, happy 30th, yes. I have the funniest DM, and I'm going to share it. And we might owe this guy a new phone. I'm going to read you why. I'm going to pull up the message. I was crying laughing when I read this. Not so regular Ricky. Dear D, big fan of the Group Chat Pod here. With that said, Pete's ads are terrible. Mm-hmm. So today's episode really did it for me. Allow me to paint you a picture. I'm listening to the pod in my headphones at work, casually walking from restroom back to my desk, when all of a sudden, Pete's loud ass, obnoxious voice comes blaring through my headphones. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I immediately reach into my pocket with lightning speed in order to skip through these cringe ads. And my phone slips through my hands and goes flying into the ground. I pick up my iPhone, and what do I see? A fucking cracked screen. Thanks, Pete. Had it been a shitty Android, I wouldn't be DMing you. Just thought I'd share this funny, real terrible story.
Sounds like you have Manscaped to blame, not me.
I have a special shout out
Okay.
to our homie Kyle Allen. He had a gruesome injury 2 Sundays ago. He's the starting quarterback of the Washington football team. I saw he had surgery and he's on his road to recovery. Just know that we're rooting for you. I know you listen, and you're going to come back stronger than ever and be a starter in the NFL come fall.
Yeah.
What's worse, a broken leg or a broken phone because of Pete's ads?
Kyle, chime in.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that answer.
Let us know, Kyle.
I have a feeling I know the answer, but who knows?
Yeah, so I thought that message was very funny.
Lesson learned, just listen to the frickin' ads.
Don't try to skip it.
Don't try to skip it because good things don't happen. And clearly you're dumb and don't have a case on your phone, so I don't know if it's really our fault.
Not so Ricky.
No, because I throw my phone and drop my phone all the time. It's in prime condition.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'll
then,
take
of course, if you have not signed up already, grandrunningclub.com. Sign up for the virtual race, 5K, 10K, half marathon. If you're in great shape, you can knock out the half marathon December 5th and 6th.
Yes.
If you're in okay shape, 10K,
Yes.
all good. If you can walk, if you can move your body, I won't even say you have to walk.
Mhm.
If you can just move,
Yeah.
you can do a 5K.
Yeah. Easily.
So sign up, grandrunningclub.com. And then, of course, check out our group chat merch.
Yes.
Available on themenlohouse.com. It is the premier graduation gift for students graduating from the group chat university class of 2020.
Yes.
And if you're international, go to grandrunningclub.com. It's available there for you foreigners.
Yes. And it's only available till Saturday. We're shutting off orders Saturday.
Wow.
That's it. 1 week, and it's all half off because you, crazy enough, decided to make it all half.
Yeah. So Saturday, it's it. It's
Yes.
gone forever.
And it's Melrose Place. You're not going to get a price like this.
That's true.
So don't miss out. That it?
That's it, Pete.
Nice. If people are still listening at this point, you're borderline insane. There's no way.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah. Let's not listen to Pete. Yeah.